Wake up. Whose is that? That's yours? Yo, check this out, man. Chief Priest Alazar is doing a scary hours right now. Y'all need to go check that out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to end this broadcast in 5, 4. Shalom. So, Long Beach got to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. They going to say, y'all here, let you talk gang signs. Listen, yo, I ain't going to lie, right? The brothers that learned that they were Israel and was brought into this truth, you have different types. You have the brothers who was in them streets and was so thankful that the Most High turned their life around, and you had them square boys, right? And square boys, and I ain't even gonna say square boys, because there's 3. I think there's about 3, maybe 4 different demographics of those people that came into this walk, right? But you have these brothers that are so damn, I ain't even gonna say sensitive, I'm gonna say weak in strength, weak-minded, weak in this walk, weak spiritually. And not to say that they couldn't become stronger, I'm saying they're weak and that ain't gonna change. Oh, y'all got guns at camp. Nigga, so what? So what? Good Lord. So what? Y'all in the club. So what? Listen, man. Listen. And that's so powerful because the title is does your righteousness exceed that of the Pharisees? People got the nerve to call us Pharisees. Didn't Christ tell you to do what the Pharisees tell you to do? Doesn't it say that your righteousness has to exceed that of the Pharisees in order to even obtain the kingdom? So maybe this right now is a gut check. Is your righteousness, or does your righteousness exceed that of those that you hate? Matthew 5 and 20. Like, we ain't gonna be here all night because, I want to make sure Chief Class is, does what it does and everybody get to do what they do. Scroll up. Start at 17. Niggas, you wearing hats when you teach. Listen. We keep the lunar Sabbath. We wear hats when we teach. We don't believe in eating seaweed, sea moss, sea urchins. As a matter of fact, right about now, niggas seasick. But on the other hand, the point I'm trying to make is this, right? We're not surface level Israelites in SICARRI. We're not surface level. We go more in depth. We course the moon. We check all these things out before we put it out there. We're so humble, if we're wrong about something, we will change the information. You other niggas out here, y'all on some, we can never be wrong. Now imagine how important that is for your growth. Everybody's a goddamn hypocrite and a joke, bro. It's real. It's real like that. Hey, what they said back in the 80s and 90s? Yo, straight up and down, son. Straight up and down. Y'all gotta just think about that, man. Think about that. Think about those people that look at, like, we had a pistol on the table, We just letting everybody know, hey, man, we protect ourselves, right? Last time I checked, Christ told us to go and, buy your sword. Sell everything and buy your sword. I dare somebody, because I saw somebody say it. I dare somebody to show me that sword was the Bible. Go buy the Bible. That's what Christ is telling niggas. Go buy the Bible. Sell your clothes, sell your purse, sell your bag, and go buy a Bible. That's what niggas is thinking. When Peter chopped off that man's ear, what did Christ say? Now's not the time. He ain't say, nigga, what are you doing? You're going to make them hate us. They're going to look at us crazy because you're carrying around a dagger. What Jay-Z say? Ready for that war. Ready for that war. Ready. You ain't ready, yo. You ready, yo. You ain't really ready. Niggas is not really dealing with the Bible. Niggas is dealing with religion, even in this walk. It's not about changing oneself. It's not about being better. It's not about understanding. It's not about accountability. It's about don't make us look bad in front of these white folk. Don't let us look bad in front of the people that have been oppressing us and killing us. Y'all got to really think about that stuff, man. Think about it. Matthew 5 and start at 17, Bible Shop. I want to thank you all who are tuned in and watching with us. All praises unto the Most High God. All right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5.
First and foremost, I want to give call halal Yahweh. That's why that's how much is on my mind right now when it comes to this. Because you just hear stuff. Chief in the club. But because he's in the club in Atlanta, he should be flogged and beat because broads ain't got barely any clothes on. Let me tell you, goofy ass nigga, some shit, right? My nigga, believe it or not, you telling me you niggas ain't following these same broads on Instagram? You niggas is fucking sucker, Salakia. You're hypocrites. You telling me these niggas still ain't following these broads on Instagram? Am I supposed to be looking here? Is that what you telling me? Bro, listen. I tell you, I need to see this TV need to be over there. We got ex-killers and murderers and drug dealers and pimps and everybody in SICARRI. You don't, and nobody gives glory unto the Most High for bringing these brothers and sisters out of the worlds that they was in. You gonna tell a brother he can't go to the club because when he goes in the club, all of a sudden, nigga, what did Christ say? I came to the sick. The healthy don't need a physician. The people who are doing right don't need a leader. The sick ones, the ones who are sinning, need a leader. Y'all are crazy. Oh, these girls ain't have no clothes on. I swear, show me your Instagram. Come on, listen. You got bras at restaurants twerking, right? Now watch this. And listen, and that ain't even just it, right? You go anywhere. Let me show you something, right? Watch this. You see more girls. You see girls. Those girls had on more clothes than they would if they was at the beach. You ain't telling them bras that you ain't telling me I can't go to the beach. Like, y'all ain't being serious, man. Y'all ain't being honest. Y'all ain't being honest. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm glued. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't being honest. And that's the problem. Because you're not holding yourselves accountable. You're not. I asked my rib earlier, what does accountability mean? It means to hold yourself responsible, hold yourself accountable for your actions, whether right or wrong. It ain't about pushing it onto somebody else. Yeah, man, you ruined the water. Call it a day. I had to. Pharisees. You got that one goofy nigga talking about making music. ISRAELITE. That ain't even his name no more. Pharisees. Yeah, Pharisees. It's like, what are y'all talking about? Paul was a Pharisee. What's so wrong with being a Pharisee? Well, what did they say the Pharisees believed? They believe in the death, burial, and resurrection. Oh, but you wrong for that now. Because that's what I heard it was. So once again, let's recap right quick. Because that's not what my lesson is about. It's not about what they talk about with Chief. My lesson is about, if you was at the beach, you wouldn't tell them bras nothing. You wouldn't tell nobody nothing if you went to the beach. Let me guess. When y'all in your respectable states and cities, y'all don't go to Juneteenth to fish for your people, right? Guess what? Them bras half naked too. So now we not going nowhere where they at. You act as if we're not known. We're pillars in the community to where if somebody's and guess what, right? A sister was on that call, was on the call, and she was saying, check this out. I was at that Passover. At the end of Passover, they said, you know what? Y'all can send the children home. We're going to start drinking and hanging out. Then she said, when I was getting a drink, one of the sisters wearing the scantily clad fit said, I know I look bad right now. I know what y'all believe. I know what y'all doing. I know I don't look good in here. But I just want you to know that I get it. Another sister come up to the sister, say the same thing. I love your garment, this, that, and the other. I know I'm in the wrong right now. I know how I'm dressing is bad. Then it was, so she said that. Then she said, now I'm trying to look and see what the men are going to do. You got these women out here with their booties out a little bit. What are the men going to do? Were the men staring down these women? No. If anything, men ask women, if anybody, are you single? Guess what? I'll tell you, I'm the first nigga to do it. I went around the whole room and I asked every woman if they were single. I did. And I did it with a microphone. Then she said, okay. Then after that happened, and ain't nobody, and men wasn't gawking at these women. It wasn't like they was some fucking God's gift to man right then and there. You don't understand. We in this walk, we find modesty to be so goddamn sexy. So sexy to see a woman in a fringed up dress, a fringed up skirt, head wrap covered, looking good, knowing that the next man ain't got to stare at her. Then she said, and after that, then I looked at what the men was doing. If you ever watched them videos, you had a whole circle of men dancing with each dancing. I ain't dancing, but they dancing.
You hit about half a move.
Huh?
You did about half a move.
I did like one. I probably did like a W or something. I don't know. Yeah, I ain't spelled nothing else. But that was the point. We weren't in there checking for those women. We was in there enjoying post Passover and enjoying ourselves. You know? Yeah. You know. Yeah, and they covered up eventually. You know? They covered up eventually. But guess what? When you have hypocrites in the community, backbiters in the community, gossipers in the community. You have to know it's going to come with oh, we seen a 15-second snippet of your Passover. No, man, you didn't see the Passover.
Right.
You didn't see that part. You saw us partying after. And then when you see us partying, you don't see women grinding up on us. You don't see brothers, yeah, do what you do, girl. Yeah. Nobody was doing the Dougie. But there's the stigma. There's this is how y'all are. Then it was, oh, and they were over there throwing up gang signs and they allow people to throw up gang signs. Listen, man, this is FOP, right? This is FOP. We don't throw it up no more because we know how you Christian Israelites are so effeminate. That's what I look at y'all as, right? The niggas who want one woman. Or two men. The niggas is effeminate. Like, come on, man. Listen, yeah, Quayon. Yeah, yeah. They go to the beach with their woman. They see all these half-naked women. You telling me they're not gonna look at them women? Nah. They gonna tell their woman, baby, we gotta go. These women ain't got no clothes on out here. They naked.
Do they even condemn them?
Of course not. Listen, to name me any other camp that goes to a strip club after holding camp for 5, 6, 7 hours, and then goes to the strip club at midnight and is standing there teaching until they close or until they decide to shut down. Because we shutting them down. Yeah, listen, y'all ain't about that life, man. Yeah, man, the evil eye towards their brother. Of course, man, of course. And guess what? And at the same time, we know, love those that persecute you. Love those that hate you, right? That's what Yahushua was saying, right? Love those that wrongfully, that treat you wrong, right? I'm roughly paraphrasing. But at the end of the day, man, it's like, this walk is so real that we're still a divided house, which is why we're not out of this. Which is why coming together as a conglomerate, as one body, is not going to happen. Yahushua has to return for that to happen. So guess what? Until then, it's on. It's on. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Talk y'all shit. Talk y'all shit. Pop off. Let's have some fun. I get tired of that half-ass gangster shit. I get tired of that half-ass, y'all wrong, we right, but y'all would do the same thing. Y'all a trip, bro. Y'all a trip. Don't know about it, man. Let's go. Matthew 5:17, man. Let's finally get to this lesson. 20 minutes in, and I'm talking about some damn foolishness. Because you niggas don't want to hold yourselves accountable for what y'all into. Listen, I'm stuck here. You're not going to tell me you niggas ain't following these bras on Instagram. I know this. I see the likes. Man, what niggas do behind closed doors? Come on, man. Dude. Listen, man. You niggas is goofy, bro. But then
Same thing to Christ, though.
Of course.
With tax collectors and the prostitutes.
Yeah. And the publicans.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, what did he say? He said what? The healthy don't need a doctor. It's the sick. Go ahead, man.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 17.
Y'all want nigga. I got nigga. What he said at 40-year-old version? Oh, you want nigga? I got nigga. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Think not that I am...
SICARRI a different breed, man. If SICARRI ain't for you, it just ain't for you. This is a different breed. We the worst. We the worst of the worst. We the worst of the worst. We the worst of the worst. We that dedicated to this walk. We the worst of the worst. Go ahead. That was all for y'all.
This is the book
You gotta
of
tell
Matthew,
his son. You gotta tell outside.
chapter 5, and verse 17.
You gonna sit outside the dark. Go ahead.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Think not that Christ came to destroy the law. Let's get that out the way. Think not that Christ came to destroy the law. Go ahead.
Or the prophet.
Or the prophets. These things matter. Even to this day, these things matter. Go ahead.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I didn't come to destroy the law. I didn't come to destroy the prophets or the prophecies. I came to fulfill. Go ahead. I came to fulfill my part in this. Go ahead.
For verily, I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
One jot and one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. Go ahead.
Till all be fulfilled.
To all be fulfilled, right? All right. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Pass from the law. When we get to verse 20, I want to read it in the NLT as well. Go ahead. Keep going.
Till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so.
If you break the commandments and you
But whosoever shall do and teach them.
But whosoever shall do the commandments and teach people to do the commandments, which you see us doing, go ahead.
The same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
We all want to be great in the kingdom, man. That's what we want. That's what we want. Some of us ain't gonna make it. Some of us gonna fall short. But as long as everybody wholeheartedly, sincerely is striving to be greater than their past self, then let's do that, man. Let's work on that. Not this extra damn dumb shit y'all. You niggas said go to the club? That's wrong. You niggas is goofy, nigga. Shut up. See, you're gonna make a nick, man. I don't teach like this. I don't speak how I feel. I be nice. With that big girl, Lezzo was weird, promoting that everyone's. Yeah, man. I remember hearing they had the nerve talking about the music and brothers make. Niggas making Israelite drill music. Let me tell you something, man. I heard a nigga say, all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Right? That was the song. Then I heard another said, prepare slaughter. Right? Great songs. I love the songs. You telling me when we talking about Israelite drill music and we're talking about putting the scriptures to a beat. Because some niggas in this walk enjoy drill music. It's the beat. It's the way it sounds with the beat. But you niggas is goofy because last time I checked, y'all probably still listening to any and every hip hop song out there. Once again, being a hypocrite. But go ahead, man.
God. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
You should be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Let's get that in the NLT. Verse 20. Oh, you finish it then. Because you went back again. Yeah.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
The same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Let's get that. Matthew 5:20 in the NLT. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 20 in the NLT. But I warn you, unless your righteousness...
You got to keep it slow. Slow it down. Slow it down. I don't know if they can read. I don't know if they're hearing it. I don't know if they believe it. I don't know if they understand it. Slow it down.
Gotcha. But I warn you, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So unless your righteousness is greater than the teachers of the law and the Pharisees, you won't enter the kingdom. See, let me show you why it matters like that, right? We was all niggas. We was all wicked. We didn't deserve to be brought back. But the Most High allowed us back. Group 4, 28. I quit. I'm hungry. Oh, you just gonna take my job? I quit. Go ahead. We at
Group 428.
Group 4, 28.
This is
Yeah, Group 4, 28. What's in there? What that is?
Ice.
You so hungry, bro? Go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 28.
Hold on. Let him get there.
For as it was your mind to go astray from God,
As it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, go ahead.
so being returned,
When you return unto the Most High, what?
seek him 10 times more.
So, like we just established, this is Baruch. Baruch was a slave in Babylon, right? We're in mystery Babylon. We're in spiritual Babylon. Now, what we're dealing with is we have to know that we have to try that much more to correct our wrongs. We have to. Read it again.
Now, For as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned
unto the Most High, go ahead.
Seek him 10 times more.
And when you're seeking the Most High 10 times more, you're going to make sure you dot your I's and you cross your T's. You're going to make sure you're doing your best to stay on point. Right? Go back to Matthew. And I want you to read Matthew 5:20 in the NLT. Again, yeah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 20 in the NLT. But I warn you, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Deuteronomy 4. Start at 5. Because this just goes to show you, like, we have to be on this wall. We have to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, your righteousness starts there. You know? Go ahead. Remember, hearing is how you believe. So you have to hear about it first. Right? We all heard we was Israel. Then they showed us why we say we Israel. Now we believe we Israel. You understand? Go ahead. But now that we know, starting at 6. No, starting at 4. No. 5. But now we go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
He gave us these laws, statutes, commandments, and he said, you're going to do these wherever you at. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of all these other nations that see you. Right? But people are still telling you ain't got to keep the law. So where are you going to get your righteousness from? Where are you going to get your wisdom from? Wisdom is applied knowledge. It's one thing to know something. It's another thing to implement it in your walk, in your life. Go ahead.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. When they look at us right now, man, they don't say that. They don't even think that. The stuff we be talking about. You can't even bring something to someone's attention and they be like, you know what? Okay, I see why you say that. I see how that makes sense. Yeah, you right. Chief ain't throw no dollars. Chief ain't did this. Chief ain't did that. Yeah, I get it. That's how they moving. And they all listen. And it's so funny, right? The nigga Shabar is the nigga that made the clubhouse, right? Shabar the same nigga that'll sit there and like my baby mother's half naked photos on her Instagram. You understand? Shabar is that nigga. But he's sitting there talking about how niggas ain't righteous. Niggas ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, I don't want y'all to sleep. See, I be knowing when some of you goofy niggas be moving like this. But that's what y'all do. Right? Y'all follow people like that. Y'all want to see them things. I don't blame you. I was enjoying it too. You know, I got to see it firsthand. Niggas is fucking goofy. But that's who y'all follow. That's what y'all watch. That's what y'all look after. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I follow some half-naked people on Instagram, too. You ain't gonna see me liking their photos, though. You niggas be liking stuff. Aha! Go ahead. Y'all gotta stop being hypocrites, man. That was one of them things God said he hates. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them? As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
What nation is so great that has the Most High so nigh unto him, so nigh unto them? What nation is so great that has the Most High so nigh unto them? Go ahead.
Verse 8. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous?
See, the law says his commandments are righteous. Go ahead.
As all this law, which I set before you this day. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently.
Yeah. Let me get Isaiah 51. Start from the top.
This is the book of Isaiah.
So once again, what are we asking? What are we asking? What are you asking yourself? Does your righteousness exceed the righteousness of those that you be hating? Of those you got to talk bad about? The Pharisees that you keep talking about. The Pharisees, that everybody's a freaking Pharisee. Which one of y'all are Sadducees? Who are you in this walk? Y'all the type of people that say, the Jews rejected Christ. No, nigga, them Jews rejected Christ. Not every Jew. Listen, Patakia, you already know. Listen, I think maybe one brother, and he acting a little shifty right now. He's gonna get there. They're gonna have to find out. They're gonna realize it. Of course, Stanley. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give you the word. Word. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 1. Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness.
Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness. Go ahead.
Ye that seek the Lord.
Y'all that seek the Most High. Read.
Look unto the rock whence ye are hewn. And to the hole of the pit whence ye are dig.
We would dig out of that hole. Remember, when you get to 2 Peter 2:9, you were taken out of that darkness and brought into his marvelous light. Remember, look at Adam. He took the prince or the king out of the dirt and raised him up to make him a prince or king. That's what he did with Adam. Right? That's what it means when he said he brought you, that you were formed out of the dust of the earth. You were taken from the low place and to the hole of the pit whence ye were digged. We was in the ditch. We were dead spiritually. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Look unto Abraham your father, and unto Sarah that bare you.
That bear us, right? Go ahead.
For I called him alone, and blessed him, and increased him.
Read.
For the Lord shall comfort Zion.
Zion is Israel. Read.
He will comfort all her waste places. And he will make her wilderness like Eden.
Remember what the Eden was?
And her desert like the garden of the Lord. Joy and
gladness. Because remember, once we were taken out of them lands, man, our place dried up. It wasn't looking good no more. All that damn desert and dirt and all that out there. And our stuff was flourishing. Go ahead.
Joy and gladness shall be found therein. Thanksgiving and the voice of melody. Verse 4. Hearken unto me, my people, and give ear unto me, O my nation, for a law shall proceed from me.
For a law shall proceed from me. Read.
And I will make my judgment to rest for a light of the people.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5. My righteousness is near.
My righteousness is near.
My salvation is gone forth.
Uh-huh.
And mine arm shall judge the people.
Remember, with a stretched out arm. You gotta put it all together. My arm shall what? My arm shall what?
And mine arm shall judge the people.
Uh-huh. What they say? Hey, you know, anybody can get touched. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know when y'all hear that? Anybody can get touched. What did police say? Hey, you under the long arm of the law. They taking our Bible and making these sayings against us. Because they know what it is. Go ahead.
The isles shall wait upon me.
Uh-huh.
And on my arm shall they trust.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Lift up your eyes to the heavens, and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke.
Uh-huh.
And the earth shall wax old like a garment. And they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. But my salvation shall be forever.
Uh-huh.
And my righteousness shall not be abolished.
So his law ain't gonna be abolished. Another time where you see that the law is not gonna be abolished. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I'll teach y'all. No. Con. Oh, I really wish I didn't know everybody's names. Nothing special to see here, folks. Go ahead.
Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness.
Ye that know righteousness. See now, once again, does it exceed that of the Pharisees? Does your righteousness exceed that of the religious law of the teachers of the law? Everybody got something to work on. That's when you actually hold yourself accountable. That's when you actually reflect on your life, your walk, your mission, your habits. Go ahead.
Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness.
Uh-huh.
The people in whose heart is my law.
The people what?
The people.
Read that over. I don't think they heard that.
Hearken unto me.
Heard.
Ye that know righteousness.
Uh-huh.
The people in whose heart is my law.
Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness. The people whose heart is my law. Go ahead.
Fear ye not the reproach of men.
We ain't worried about none of these people with they back by none of this extra stuff they be talking about. Go ahead.
Neither be ye afraid of their revilings.
Uh-huh. Revelings.
But
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
For the moth shall eat them up like a garment.
The moth shall eat them up like a garment, right? Read.
And the worm shall eat them like wool.
Uh-huh.
But my righteousness shall be forever.
My righteousness shall be forever. That's that law. Go ahead.
And my salvation from generation to generation.
Uh-huh. Because he forever saving us out of these things. Remember, many are the afflictions of the righteous. The Most High delivers them out of all of them. Let me get that. Psalm 34:19.
This is Psalm 34, in verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of all of them.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of what?
Out of them all.
Deliver you out of them all, man.
No,
It is in the NLT. Excuse me, Sloppy. That was it on that? Okay. Romans 2. I'll let y'all decide. Read it in the NLT. Hold on.
What you want? 13?
Top. We're reading the whole chapter.
NLT.
NLT.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 2 and verse 1 from the NLT. You may think you can condemn such people, but you are just as bad, and you have no excuse.
Does your righteousness exceed that of the Pharisees? Read it again.
You may think you can condemn such people, but you are just as bad, and you have no excuse.
You ain't got no excuse. Go ahead.
When you say,
why you think Christ said, yo, get the mote out your eye? Get it out your eye first. Go ahead.
When you say they are wicked and should be punished, you are condemning yourself. For you who judge others do these very same things.
You judging them, but you doing the same thing. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And we know that God, in his justice, will punish anyone who does such things.
Judgment. Go ahead.
Since you judge others for doing these things, why do you think you can avoid God's judgment when you do the same things?
Go ahead.
Don't you see how wonderfully kind, tolerant, and patient God is with you? Does this mean nothing to you?
Does this mean nothing to you? Yeah, man. Does this mean nothing to you? The Most High being patient with you. He's tolerant. He's loving. Does this mean nothing to you? Listen, that's one of them questions. Sometimes you just be like, where's your love for the Most High? Does this mean nothing to you? Go ahead.
Can't you see that his kindness is intended to turn you from your sin?
Him looking out for you, him providing you with your house, him taking you off them drugs. That's his kindness to get you from sinning. Go ahead.
But because you are stubborn and refuse to turn from your sin, you are storing up terrible punishment for yourself.
Listen. Go ahead.
For a day of anger is coming, when God's righteous judgment will be revealed.
Go ahead.
He will judge everyone according to what they have done.
He will judge you for everything that you've done. That's why I tell people, just because you came into this truth, don't mean you're not going to be judged for the wrong that you've done. You can, listen, your kid might have done something wrong. You beat him, you still don't not love him. You know what I'm saying? So just because he's forgiven you of your wrongdoings don't mean that you ain't got to pay for everything that you've still done.
But he's still, at the same time, still very merciful.
Yeah. He didn't kill you off as soon as you did nothing. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
He will give eternal life to those who keep on doing good.
Read it again. Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah. He will give eternal life to those who keep on doing good, seeking after the glory and honor and immortality that God offers.
Read that again.
He will give eternal life to those who keep on doing good.
Yeah. Remember, he will give eternal life to those people that continue to do good. Go ahead.
Seeking after the glory and honor and immortality that God offers. But he will pour out his anger and wrath on those who live for themselves.
Selfish mother lovers. You know what I'm saying? He gonna pour out his wrath on them selfish people. Go ahead.
Who refuse to obey the truth and instead live lives of wickedness.
Now watch. This is the NLT. This is Romans. My thing is, when is anybody gonna actually explain this and show me how this means you don't have to keep the law no more? Or explain to me, how do we know what's wickedness and what's not wickedness if we don't have the law to you know what I'm saying? As the scale, right? I didn't hear what you said, but I know what you said was the correct word. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 9.
I used the wrong word. Go ahead.
Verse 9. There will be trouble and calamity for everyone who keeps on doing what is evil. For the Jew first, and also for the Gentile.
Why does it say the Jew and then the Gentile? The Jew is those that are keeping the law. You understand? Those that are living in the land keeping the law. The Gentile is those that might not know they Israel, might not be knowing anything. Everybody still got to get judged. But just like when you read, I think it's James 3. Let's get it right quick. And I think you're gonna have to read it in the. I think it'll have to be in the NLT or. I think
3 and 1.
Yeah, I think so.
3 and which verse?
1.
Let's see.
Yeah, read it in the NLT.
This is the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 1, out of the NLT. Dear brothers and sisters, not many of you should become teachers in the church.
Not many of you should become teachers in the church. Go ahead.
For we who teach
will
be judged more strictly.
Yeah. Gut check. You know what I'm saying? Gut check. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Niggas read that and it was like, you know what, this truth ain't for me. I ain't trying to get judged. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Responsibility.
Go back to Romans. Yeah, verse 10, I think.
Don't read 9 again.
Nah, you can start at 11.
11.
Start it. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 2, and verse 10, out of the NLT. But there will be glory and honor and peace from God for all who do good, for the Jew first, and also for the Gentile. For God does not show favoritism.
Yeah. I think what was there in the KJV is probably respect of persons, right?
Yeah.
That's talking about respect of persons in judgment. You don't have respect of persons in judgment. He said he looked upon Israel and he respected them. Right. So we know that's not what it was talking about. But when it comes to judgment, there's no respect of person. You could be the most powerful person or the lowest person. You could be a white man or black man. Don't make no difference. You do the same sin, y'all gonna get the same judgment. You understand? It's all up to him as to who gets that mercy, though. You know what I mean? But He's not a respected person when it comes to judgment. Which is why that Hispanic kid could go inside that school and shoot all them damn kids up. All of them was Northern Kingdom. That's called judgment. Go ahead.
He wasn't Hispanic. His dad was white.
His dad was white?
Mm-hmm.
He was just speaking Spanish. He was a Spaniard.
No, his dad is literally white man. Look into it. I did already. His dad is a cracker.
Listen.
Like for real.
Yeah.
So
that so-called Hispanic dude.
His dad is Esau.
Yeah. That must have been his grandfather on his mom's side.
I don't know. His dad is Esau.
That nigga was talking Spanish. Go ahead.
Probably so. Mom might be Spanish.
Mom might be Spanish. Hey, listen, man. That nigga was cross-dressing, trans something.
He looked like Richard Ramirez.
Yeah, he did look like Ramirez.
Close resemblance.
Yeah. Especially with the skirt on. Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 12. When the Gentiles sin, they will be destroyed, even though they never had God's written law.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jews, who do have God's law, will be judged by that law when they fail to obey.
No, watch. When the Gentiles sin, they will be destroyed. You got to remember, you're reading the NLT. So that sounds as if that's talking about the heathen. But what sins could the heathen be sinning that'll make them be destroyed? See, we know that there's Gentiles, which is who we were before we came into this truth. We were still sinning. So we would be judged off of those sins that we were committing. You understand? As Gentiles. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 13.
Hold on. You was trying to have us read it in the KJV right quick? For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law, and as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. Remember, this is Paul going to Israelites and still telling brothers, hey, y'all, there's some of y'all that have to return unto him. Go ahead.
Verse 13. For merely listening to the law doesn't make us right with God.
Just listening to the law don't make us right with the God, but what do you got to do?
It is obeying the law that makes us right in his sight. Even Gentiles who do not have God's written law show that they know his law when they instinctively obey it, even without having heard it. They demonstrate God's law is written in their hearts, for their own conscience and thoughts either accuse them or tell them they are doing right. Verse 16. As this is the message, I proclaim that the day is coming when God, through Christ Jesus, will judge everyone's secret life. You who call yourselves Jews are relying on God's law, and you boast about your special relationship with him. You know what he wants. You know what is right, because you have been taught his law.
Because y'all have been taught his law. But doesn't it say in Baruch, y'all know what is pleasing unto the Most High? Go ahead.
Verse 19. You are convinced that you are a guide for the blind and a light for people who are lost in darkness.
Read that again.
You are convinced that you are a guide for the blind and a light for people who are lost in darkness. You think you can instruct the ignorant and teach children the ways of God. For you are certain that God's law gives you complete knowledge and truth.
And it does. You believe that God's law give you knowledge, and truth. Go ahead.
Well then, if you teach others, why don't you teach yourself?
Oh. Self-reflect. That's one of the things.
You tell others not to steal, but do you steal? You say it is wrong to commit adultery, but do you adultery?
Okay. Oops. Okay.
I think it did say that.
It did. It say adultery too. You say it is wrong to commit adultery, but you out there committing adultery. That's crazy. Go ahead.
You condemn idolatry, but do you use items stolen from pagan temples?
Wow. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 23. You are so proud of knowing the law, but you dishonor God by breaking it.
Listen, self-reflection. Self-reflection. Go ahead.
No wonder the scriptures say, the Gentiles blaspheme the name of God because of you.
Because of you. That's what they see us as. Like when you see us going back and forth in this community, that's what we doing. The Gentiles blaspheme the name of God because of us, because of the folly that we're dealing with. Because we don't know how to take it serious. We over here bullshitting, playing around, farting in bathtubs, watching the bubbles. Go ahead. Playing around.
Verse 25. The Jewish ceremony of circumcision has value only if you obey God's law.
The ceremony of removing that foreskin only matters if you're going to keep the law. So guess what? We might run across a brother that might not get it cut. He might not be thinking about keeping the law wholeheartedly. It's only going to benefit you to do that if you plan on keeping the law wholeheartedly. Go ahead.
You are no better off than an uncircumcised Gentile.
That's a real Gentile. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You know better than a heathen. Go ahead.
And if the Gentiles obey God's law, won't God declare them to be his own people? In fact, uncircumcised Gentiles who keep God's law will condemn you Jews who are circumcised and possess God's law but don't obey it.
Repeat that.
In fact, uncircumcised Gentiles who keep God's law will condemn you Jews who are circumcised and possess God's law but don't obey it.
Give me one person that you would consider an uncircumcised Gentile that was keeping God's law. I'm talking to him. Cornelius, thank you. I'm glad you said it. Go ahead.
Verse 28. For you are not a true Jew just because you were born of Jewish parents.
Ooh.
Or because you have gone through the ceremony of circumcision.
Yeah, but see, let them vocab say it. Like, all you gotta do is get circumcised. You can be an Israelite. Like, okay, so how does a woman be an Israelite then? Yeah, stupid. So now what? They kids gonna become Israelites now that you having children? Stupid. Go ahead.
Verse 29. No, a true Jew is one whose heart is right with God. And true circumcision is not merely obeying the letter of the law.
It's not just about obeying the law. Go ahead. But what else?
Rather, it is a change of heart produced by God's Spirit.
The Holy Spirit.
And a person with a changed heart seeks praise from God. Not from people.
Not from people. Y'all ain't doing this for the next man to see and be like, yo, you great? Nah, man, we doing this for the Most High. We hoping that the Most High see us and be like, yo, y'all are great. That part, man. That's what it is, man. That's my lesson, man. That's my lesson. Y'all gotta ask yourself, does your righteousness exceed that of the Pharisees? Shalom to God. Come on. Yeah, man. Check us out. You know what I mean? Yeah. We still making tassels. Really, Hebrews still got his clothing line. Deacon still got his scarves. Our brother Quadash, he still makes the baddest staffs in Israel. You know what I'm saying? On my mama. And Cash App is at the bottom. All right, and with that,
Scary Hours is live.
Yeah, man. Check out Cheap Class right now. Scary Hours is live. You know what I mean? Y'all go to
Main page.
the main page. The SICARRI main page, right? And with that, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua, and Shalom.
Shalom.